Just love wrestling. All right, topic 3. So this one's more just for fun, not that the other ones weren't. But I asked everybody to come up with the top 5, even though, some people might have more than 5, but 5. Just favorite wrestlers that they'd like to watch. It can be any promotion, it can be any era. There's a but an exception. You can have a tag team as one number, so if you want to, push some people in there, kind of finagle the numbers, that's fine. So yeah, we had an order and plan if Brent was here, but RIP. So we're gonna do it based on how stream and viewers are seeing it. We're gonna go from left to right. So Kyle, you're gonna start with one of them. I'm gonna go, and then Chris is gonna go, and we'll revert back. Now, viewers, this list is not like our number 1's the best, number 5's the worst. We're just spitballing names here. Just 5 people we love to watch, and we loved, seeing their matches. Lady in Wonderland has her top 1 of Shiny Pants, aka Ricochet. She loves that guy, so good pick. So Kyle, who's your first shout out that you would like to chat about?
Yeah, so I'm going to use your rule, and I'm going to pick a tag team here.
Okay.
It's New Day. I love watching New Day. New Day is so fun to watch. The 3 of them, even on their own, were entertaining. Specifically Kofi, but having Kofi, Big E, and Xavier Woods together, they are unstoppable. Mm-hmm. They're funny when they can be serious. They can be serious. Their innovative moves in the ring, especially with their serious matches with the Usos, are top-tier tag team wrestling. They are one of the best in the world. When they broke the record on Raw last year, I think it was last year or 2 years ago, when they had all those matches in the same night against like the top wrestlers in WWE, such an epic night for them, and they deserve everything, and I never want to see them break up. Mm-hmm. Like, I don't want to see it at all. I do want everyone to get like a singles run of something at some point. How can you not love Kofi Mania? Like, how can you not? New Day, I will watch whatever they do. I'm excited to actually check out their podcast because they have their own podcast now.
Yeah, I didn't mean to watch that or listen.
New Day's awesome.
Cool.
I agree with that. I listened to their first episode of their podcast, and it's entertaining. It's shenanigans the whole time.
That's all I want.
Yeah, very good. Being fortunate enough to having had embraced Xavier Woods at one point in my life, I would like to see him get a singles push.
Yeah,
he could definitely play the underdog role, right?
Absolutely.
Just they like to do it based on size. Again, a little guy might take, that's not. But yeah, I think that could be good.
Yeah.
So, I was next in the order, correct?
Yeah, you can go for it.
Okay. So one of my top guys, and my absolutely top favorite wrestler of all time, Sting.
Okay.
I absolutely. I was watching Survivor Series, and I want to say it was 2014.
Yeah.
I was watching it on my phone in bed next to my fiance, and she was sound asleep, and I'm watching the end, and there were bound about Sting joining and signing and whatnot, and his music hit, and he came out, and I jumped out of the bed and was literally jumping up and down like I won the lottery. I was like, it was incredible. That was a moment for me. So Sting that's the guy. Disappointed we haven't got even a look, stare down between him and Taker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you seen that? I don't know what the name of the show is on the network, but moment with him and Rollins.
I have, yeah.
There's a little thing on there, and that moment when he came out of the Survivor Series is part of it. I was like, holy crap, that was super cool when it happened.
Yeah, I saw that most definitely. I try to consider. So Monday after Raw, actually, they're going to be doing a table for 3 with Sting, AJ, and someone else that was involved in Impact. I can't remember who.
Samoa, maybe?
I don't want to say. I can't. I'm not sure. But anyway, yeah,
cool,
Monday.
That's
I'll be all over it.
Cool. I wasn't like Sting's great. I didn't watch any of the WCW stuff, so like he's up there for me. Like just obviously icon in his history, but like I don't have that connection. But yeah, he's definitely Kyle mentioned pre-show, but like Rushmore stature. Chris, just heads up, I think your mic is muted. But yeah, there you go.
It is, yeah.
Okay, just making sure you know. Just making
it's all
sure. So yeah, that's a good pick, and yeah, New Day's a great pick too. Big E, I never thought I would really care about when he first showed up, to be honest, but seeing what those guys can do together, definitely good.
I kind of missed the Big E. Give me 5. I kind of
The
missed
5
that
was
version
good.
of him.
Didn't he bring that back for like a little bit? Was it in New Day, or maybe when they were bad guys? I don't know.
Yeah, maybe.
Mm.
Yeah, briefly.
Yeah. All right, first one for me. I'm just gonna go right out the bat. Big hitter as well, like Chris did. Shawn Michaels, HBK. He's up there for me. I think
Absolutely.
he's like the first wrestling memory that I have of the barbershop scene. Like just that moment of Jannetty going through. I have that in my head, and then I mean, I was a big fan of the Rockers too, obviously before the breakup. But yeah, just obviously seeing that man's career, and obviously we got the matches down the road with Taker at Mania, what was it, 25, 26? Like those were phenomenal, and I mean, I was always pulling for Shawn. I was like, oh my God, he's going to do it. And then he didn't, and then we did it again, and then retired, and I was pissed, but you know, I was happy for him. And then like he can do obviously these matches with Taker that are, you know, instant classics, but then also you have the DX side of things. Like I was more of a fan of the re-emergence of DX, where he was the silly, like just doofus of the group, I guess you could say. Like I love that. And I mean, him kicking Ty Dillinger, aka Stan, in the face going down the hallway is always a blast to watch. So yeah, Shawn's up there for me as one of my favorites, for sure.
Yeah. It's hard to find a bad HBK match.
Yeah.
It really is. It's very hard to find one.
Yeah, I agree.
My next one is somebody who left us way too soon, and he's one of my favorites ever. It's Eddie. It's Eddie Guerrero.
Oh, okay, yep.
Just like, God, what a talented wrestler in the ring, and even outside the ring, he was funny. He was serious. Oh my God, him and his brother Chavo as a tag team, and the lie, cheat, and steal. That was peak younger me watching wrestling. Like I loved that. I ate it all up. Eddie was fantastic, and when he finally won the title against Brock was such a huge moment as a fan. And his match with Angle that year at WrestleMania is one of my favorites ever. Just very genius way of like loosening up his boot while Angle's put the ankle lock and then the boot slips off. God, that's so genius. Yeah, Eddie's fantastic. I wish he was still around.
For sure.
I feel like there were some stellar dream matches that he would have had that would have skyrocketed him even further into pro wrestling lore. Not that he needed it, but yeah, Eddie's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, it's nuts to think of like the missed opportunities. Like if he was just around, like obviously the thing didn't happen, but
yeah,
like who he would have been against and stuff like that, it's nuts. Like he'd still be around today. I don't know if he'd still be wrestling, but like just seeing him with like
Rey Mysterio is.
Yeah, true. Like Cruiserweight Classic guys, like them going together, like, oh God, that'd be awesome. Yep.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. I'm as a young Hispanic boy, you know, I look forward to watching those luchadors every week, especially on WCW when they had that was like peak cruiserweight division, and you know, him and Dean Malenko, Chris Jericho at the time, like they all had some incredible matches when we were, you know, children. So I definitely agree with Eddie as an all-time pick, that's for sure. Like my next two guys on my list, I guess I'm gonna hit two birds with one stone because otherwise I'd be repeating myself. But I like them both for the same reason, and it was because of the childhood, you know, the big eyes and the innocence that I looked at both Randy Savage and the Ultimate Warrior with. Those were the most hype wrestlers in any room. I honestly the Ultimate Warriors promos were mostly, gibberish. He was just kind of. They're difficult promos to do impressions of.
Yeah,
But
they are.
Randy Savage was iconic though, right? Oh my gosh. I mean, he's the Warrior talking about having the lightning in his veins. I'm like, is he talking about doing steroids? What's he talking about? But Randy Savage obviously was like the most iconic promo of all time. People that have never even watched a single wrestling match, they know who Randy Savage is based on the "ooh yeah,"
Mhm.
And I don't know
Either
if
that
you,
or Bonesaw's ready.
yeah, got you for 3 minutes of playtime. But anyway, yeah, that's good stuff. So that's
Yeah.
that next two guys on my list for sure.
Cool. I'll piggyback right off that because Warrior was on my list. Yeah, Warrior was. I mean, I didn't watch much of his stuff like as it happened, but going back and seeing the energy, obviously, of him just going to the ring and just obviously the theme fucking just pumping in your heart like you felt it and like, oh my
Came
god.
out sprinting.
Yep,
Yeah.
just
Oh,
going for
man.
it.
That's
Man.
right.
That just
And fun fact, he and Sting began wrestling as a tag team together.
I do remember hearing that. I don't remember what they
Yeah.
were called or anything, but yeah, I remember watching something somewhere where that was mentioned. Maybe it was the Hall of Fame speech? I don't know. But yeah, that's nuts. Just hearing like these cross paths like I mean it's a total different podcast but or show, but that Steve Austin one with Undertaker.
Oh, so good.
Yeah, it was great, but I had no idea like they knew each other before. I was like, "Whoa, wait a minute. You get okay."
Yeah. And we're in WCW together.
Yeah. I was like, "What?" All right,
Yeah.
cool. So yeah, I'll definitely piggyback on that one. Kyle, you number 3.
Man, so like, I'm not a pro wrestling fan if if I don't shout out this person, I'll be mad at myself. It's The Rock. Like what else do I have to say? Like even if you're not a wrestling fan and you go to the movies, you see the charisma that is on screen whatever he's in. Oh, there's the eyebrow.
Nice.
Yeah, there's the eyebrow for sure. The Rock is the reason why I loved wrestling when I was a kid, specifically in middle school and high school. Just like, God, he was funny as hell, and matches were great. I mean, not as good as what we see now,
Mhm.
like, but as a performer and just as a character, God, there's no one that can really beat The Rock.
Best
There's
promo of all time.
100%.
Yeah.
He's just the best. I cried like a baby when he turned heel on us at SummerSlam.
I
versus
remember.
versus
I remember you
Rock.
telling me that story.
Caveat though, the heel Rock theme
s-
song,
Hell yeah.
so good.
Hell yeah.
It was so good. I listen to WWE wrestling themes while I'm in the gym.
Yeah.
Like seriously, you want to like go violent on some weights? Put in Sheamus's theme, and you're going off, guaranteed.
Yeah, for sure.
Or Aleister Black.
Yes, that's a really good one. Yeah,
Where is he?
he's just on the
Waiting
TV
for
screen.
someone to knock.
Yeah.
Come on, Alistair.
Someone visit. He's like the old lady crocheting. Like someone visit me.
All right, so Chris,
All
you
right.
did your third, right?
So the reason I tune into WWE programming each is AJ Styles, and has been since he debuted at the Royal Rumble, and that was another one I absolutely my shit.
Mm-hmm.
Like when the music hit, he came out, and when you saw the big "I am phenomenal," yeah, it was fantastic. So that's I really like everything that he does, and he's he's long tooth. He's been around a while, and to see him go at that level, his first matches with John Cena and Roman Reigns, that those were some. I mean, I think classic all-time matches that I think at some point people will refer to like, good Lord, we're lucky to see this matchup kind of a thing, and so
Yeah.
His first Mania match was against Jericho too, right?
Yes.
That was awesome.
Yeah.
I love that match. That was fantastic.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember watching him a bunch in Impact, and yeah, he was. I was debating putting him on my list. I was like, damn, do I do it? I didn't watch much of the New Japan stuff, but yeah, I agree. That moment of Rumble with, especially, I mean, now internet like rumors spread like freaking wildfire. Like all that buzz around him, similar to how we mentioned with Sting, of like, oh my God, is he gonna show up? Is he gonna show up? And then he did. Like, yeah, that was freaking insane of a moment. Yeah, that was awesome. Okay, I got my first tag team. Hardy Boys. I can't. You just gotta mention Hardy Boys. So I'm more of a Jeff fan than Matt, but both of them, goddamn. Obviously, the ladder matches are freaking nuts. And then yeah, they Jeff split and did his thing in TNA for a while, so I was following Matt in the MVP feud for the U.S. Championship. That was awesome. Well, I enjoyed it a lot. And then I didn't watch too much of the second TNA run. But yeah, then obviously the whole broken Matt Hardy thing started up, and I'm not gonna lie, first time I saw it, I was like, what the fuck is this? This is stupid. And then I watched Final Deletion or whatever the first one was called, and I was like, okay, you know what? This is reaching that point of like, I'm getting over that hump. I think I get it. I like it. Yeah, I like it. Fuck it. We're in. And that's another big moment, like we just talked about with Sting and we talked about with AJ. That fucking WrestleMania moment where they come back. Oh, yeah. My dad and I were flipping out downstairs watching that.
Did not see that coming. I thought the New Day were definitely inserting themselves.
Yeah, I was so nervous when Kofi took off his hat and was doing a little strut. I'm like, oh, fuck. Oh, no, they're in. All right. And then the music kicked in. I was like, yes. Oh.
That is what also another favorite New Day moment is them just jamming out to the
freaking out in the back. Yeah. Yep.
So you say Jeff, you were more of a Jeff.
I was more Jeff, yeah.
God, I love V1 Matt Hardy.
Oh yeah.
I love talk about themes to listen to while you're at the gym. I can smack a tornado. Hell yeah. V1 Matt Hardy was my jam. I actually owned that shirt when I was in middle school.
Nice.
Yeah, I miss that Matt Hardy as much as I love the leader. Broken Matt Hardy. I love V1 Matt Hardy. Oh man, who do I say next? This is number 4.
This is number 4.
All right, Daniel Bryan, Ultimate Underdog. I love his in-ring stuff. It took me a while to kind of like his character work, because he is a wrestler first and foremost. And another reason why I love him is his book is fascinating. I love reading his biography. Just like how many awesome moments Daniel Bryan has given to us throughout the years. Cried when he retired. Cried when he came back.
I was blown away when he came back.
Yeah, same. I was so happy because I knew he wasn't ready to give it up, and I wasn't ready to say goodbye to him, type of thing. God, he just like that WrestleMania 30 when he beat Triple H and then beat Batista and Randy Orton. Like, holy crap! God, what a moment. Yeah, Daniel Bryan's awesome, and I'm happy he's back doing his thing. I'm happy that it doesn't look like he's holding back.
Yeah,
which I was worried about because of his concussion and stuff.
I cringe whenever he takes a hard bump.
Oh, same. When he was it last year's Survivor Series or last year's
with Brock or whatever
versus Brock, when he just kept tossing Daniel. I was like, stop it, Brock. We just got him back, please.
Yeah.
But yeah, Daniel Bryan's awesome. Future he is a Hall of Famer, but like he deserves it. I want another title run with him, but as a face, not the new Daniel Bryan.
Eco Planet
with his hemp title.
The hippie belt. That was all right. All right. Well, let's see. I gave a 2 for 1 earlier, and you guys actually 2 of my several tag teams that I had discussed. So I'm gonna go with my tag team, and it's also my 5th, Harlem Heat.
Wow. Okay.
Though when I was younger and that music hit in WCW, I knew something magical was about to happen. Yep. Booker T gets all of the praise, and he had a lot of the accolades on paper, but Stevie Ray he played his role and was a great promo. and the two of them complemented each other the way that a tag team absolutely should. Those were two really important wrestlers for me, along with the Lou Shores and that kind of thing. And so, so I definitely got to shout those guys out. And then, quick honorable mention to Too Cool.
Mm.
Nice.
All right, number 4 for me is another tag team. It's a newer based on my list, but I want to shout out DIY, Tommaso and Johnny.
Hell yeah!
So yeah, I didn't know a thing about either of them, but I remember when they first showed up in NXT, I was like, all right, cool, new people, and then they started getting the ball rolling, and then Cruiserweight Classic, that fucking match between them, nuts. So like, obviously they both had great careers in WWE so far, and I mean, like, not slowing down, like, minus injuries here and there, but they still got time. And then yeah, Tommaso, like, I like Johnny more. Tommaso was kind of like similar to Matt, where I had that growing period of like, not super into it. I think I just disliked him more. Like, he was playing his role of the heel. He did his job. I don't like this guy. But now we're over that hump of like, you know what? Yeah, this guy obviously puts on great matches. I like what he does. And obviously he can play the face. He can play the heel. He has that crowd appeal. So, hey, that was a rhyme. So, yeah.
Man, this is my last one.
Yep.
Oh, man. I feel like I'm put into a box here.
Oh, boy.
We mentioned him before, and I think I have to say it here because he is so damn entertaining, and he is the one that broke the mold. Really, it's Kevin Owens, big man who could do everything. His run with he really can do everything, and him when he showed up when he first showed up as NXT champ to meet the challenge that John Cena had. Holy crap! What a hype moment that was. And then his whole run with Jericho with the Festival of Friendship. God, that was
my God. Those two were the most comical couple. Like,
so good.
Yeah. Agreed.
Yeah, Kevin Owens can do it all. I want him to have a legitimate run as champ where he can do it all on his own and not have the crutch of Jericho there to kind of help him out from things. Not that was bad, but I felt like they didn't put all their trust into Kevin as they should have. I want to see him on top again because I feel like he can deliver week in, week out.
Yeah. I feel like he was somebody like I instantly cared about with that takeover that he showed up at. Like the CJ Parker match obviously broke. Did he break his nose or broke CJ's nose?
You mean the one where he showed up as a good guy and
left as bad guy? That was great because I was like, I instantly cared about this guy. I was like, what the fuck happened?
And also, like, watch him and Sammy wrestle forever.
Yeah.
I wish Sammy would still be wrestling now, but
yeah,
it is what it is.
Is he? He's just doing.
He's just Shinsuke's manager. I haven't seen him wrestle.
Okay, it's not
while.
like any injury thing or anything like that. Just what he's doing right now. Okay.
At least none that's been discussed.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I mean, I think he's great as a mouthpiece, but yeah, for sure, I do miss his wrestling. Chris, you got a last one, or?
I got an extra one.
Okay.
I did have an extra one. The Outsiders as a tag team. I talked about that a couple of times during this podcast. That was like the watershed moment during those early Monday Night Wars. Was the tide turned when the Outsiders showed up on WCW, and then they had a fantastic run pre-NWO, and then the entire NWO storyline was so centered around Kevin Nash and Scott Hall that they went from being Hogan's right-hand men to creating the division between the NWO and the NWO Wolfpack, and the Wolfpack is still the coolest faction to have ever been in pro wrestling. Like they laid the groundwork for the Bullet Club and for the OC, for the Undisputed Era. They're all emulating, the NWO. And I think the Wolfpack specifically, because those guys were, one of the first rap music entrances you heard
Mm-hmm.
during that time period, and I loved it, every minute of it, except for Wolfpack Sting. Didn't dig that.
All right, last one for me. This was a tough one. So I was between two because I was like, oh crap, how can I not include this person? So I shouted out Becky earlier because Becky's up there for me, and obviously I love watching her career and what she does. But the other person bumped her out of the list only based on just length of what I've seen of that performer. But CM Punk takes my final spot for me. So I was a big fan of his ECW run. I like the straight edge character. I love that. When he got that Survivor Series match with HBK, Triple H, and the Hardys, that team was awesome. Then obviously moving up to the main roster, like I loved it. Even the heel, the straight edge society, I'm better than you because of these things. That was awesome. And yeah, he just kept like slight changes and iterations of what he already was to like modify himself and mold himself into where the product was going. Like, I don't know.
It's fantastic.
Yeah.
I'm happy that he's back kind of under the umbrella.
Yeah.
Because I do love his character stuff. I do love his matches a lot. And yeah, talk about somebody who is the number of awesome wrestlers that are in WWE right now. The amount of dream matches that can be had with CM Punk is astronomically off the charts.
For sure.
Like, can you imagine the CM Punk and Johnny Gargano?
No.
Like, or CM Punk and Cesaro? Like, I want to see that.
Yeah.
Although that might have happened before he left. Now that I think about it.
Don't know.
But like CM Punk, Kevin Owens?
Yeah.
Hell yeah. That's what I want.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
If he decides to do
man.
that, that would be.
CM Punk, Adam Cole.
Yeah.
The potential.
Yeah.
It just never ends. But yeah. So yeah, did you guys have any other honorable mentions? Because obviously you guys had your list where you're like, oh shit, all right, who do I put in these five? But you just want to like rapid fire.
I literally thought of one after I said my last one.
Okay.
It's like, son of a bitch. Edge and Christian.
Okay.
Both as a tag team and singles. Christian is probably my most underrated wrestler from forever. I think he's a fantastic single performer. I wish he had the heavyweight title for longer. That whole feud with him and Jericho at Mania, when Trish turned on Jericho, that match is dope. Go over your watch that match. That match is awesome. Yeah, but Edge and Christian came to mind, and Edge is just like, talk about a wrestler you love to hate. God, he was so good at that role.
Yeah.
I also had Kurt Angle. I mean, what can I not say? Like, Angle's one of the best ever. Jericho, Usos, another tag team that I can watch a ton of, especially this new heel version, like more not face paint and stuff. Not that that was bad at all, but like I love the Uso Penitentiary Usos. I love that so
Edgier.
much.
Yeah.
I also had Dolph on there because I love watching Dolph. Dolph's super entertaining. And then the last one of like new guys, and there's plenty. And of course, like it was hard for me to pick one single woman wrestler just because they're all really, really awesome. But Andrade, I love Andrade. I wish he was there for more. Give him all the screen time. Give him a title run. I watched firsthand him and Johnny at a takeover in Brooklyn.
Oh my god, I was just about to. That was the match.
It was so fucking good. Yeah, Andrade, all the things. Like you read all the things, Andrade, all the things. Especially with Zelina as the manager. God, they're such a good team together. Yeah.
Nice.
So the only one that I have left on the list scratches more of that childhood nostalgia itch. I was talking previously about growing up as a kid, going to the house shows in my hometown. And as a kid, I have vivid memories of the Bushwhackers.
Hell yeah.
It was so hard to not be just thoroughly entertained. They were both comedic, but also like badass in that way that you kind of knew they were going to overpower You know, in where I was at, there was always like it was essentially a squash match. It's like the hometown tag team across the ring from them, and they did their, you know, comedic shtick. But then you would go and piss one off, and and the tide turns, and they hit their they hit their marks, and it was great. Like, so yeah, bushwhackers for sure.
Seeing them on Family Matters was awesome.
Oh my god, yeah.
That was such a great episode from my childhood because I was such a wrestling fan. I was like, holy crap, they're in this show that I also love.
Right,
Bushwhackers
worlds
are-
collide.
Oh, so good.
Honorable mentions for me. Well, I already talked about Becky. Bret Hart's another big one up there for me. Io Shirai has captured my interest. I mean, I didn't think the heel thing would work, but I'm loving it. Tyler Breeze, Prince Pretty, he's up there. That boy needs more work. Adam Cole, Undisputed Era, obviously. Oh, man. I feel like I'm missing a bunch of people, but like you said, the list goes on and on, but those are the ones that at least I can think of now. But
The
Also,
message
shout
is
out-
that wrestling is good.
yes.
Yeah. Also, another one that I want to praise, and I think he gets shit on too much, is The Miz. I love
Yeah.
The Miz. He's really killing it the last couple of years. And then you were speaking of, like, Chris, when you were younger, with Sting being like, and like Ultimate Warrior and stuff, like characters when you first started watching. The first person that I started watching was, I think it was WrestleMania. I get them all confused. Basically, it was Lawrence Taylor versus Bam Bam Bigelow.
Mm.
So Bam Bam.
Oh, yeah.
Is one that I can always think of as what a persona. Like thinking when I was little, like that fire tattoo on his head was fake. No, it wasn't. It took me a long time to realize. But again, going back to like seeing big men that can move. Bam Bam was that. Yokozuna, incredible. Also one of my other favorites. Yeah, there's a lot that I can go. I could be here for hours just listening to everyone that I enjoyed listening, watching.
Nice. All right, everybody. This has been another episode of the Wait What We Talk About podcast. My name is Brett, aka Enigma9011, and today I was joined by Kyle, aka Who That Ninja 73, and Chris, aka Young Toff 1. Gentlemen, thank you guys for being on the podcast. I do appreciate it. It was a lot of fun talking about wrestling for almost 2 hours.
Yeah, thanks for having me. We can do it for
Thank
2 more, I'm sure.
Hell yeah. Kyle, is there anything you'd like to plug for yourself?
Sure. If you like PlayStation, I do a podcast with another kind of funny best friend, Mr. Badbit. It's called The Trophy Room, at PS Trophy Room on Twitter. You can listen to it podcast services wherever you listen to them. Badbit Games on YouTube. We just launched a Patreon not that long ago, patreon.com/badbit, where your patronage will help us, get to E3, get to more PAXs. Would love to go to PAX West, like, really badly. And we have a Patreon exclusive show called The Road to Greatness. We're going to be doing deep dives of PlayStation exclusives or big games of the year. We're doing Death Stranding right now. I think the next one we're going to do is Final Fantasy Remake, this Final Fantasy VII Remake. And then if you're a kind of funny best friend, I do a show all about the best friends. Best Friends Talk Funny at BFS Talk Funny. And yeah, that's it. That's it for right now.
Cool. Chris, what do you got for yourself?
Gosh, that's it, man. Busiest guy. That's
And
fantastic.
I'm leaving out a couple things, but yeah.
Of course he is.
Oh, I'm sure. So yeah, I'm a fan artist. You probably and I also emotes and some other graphic assets for streamers and things like that. You can find me at YoungToff1 on both Instagram and Twitter. Most notably, I did the pugs for Snowbike Mike. So whenever you throw pugs in chat,
Nice.
that was me. And aside from that, if you like fan art, that's definitely my thing. Most recently, Kevin Conroy himself, from the voice actor of Batman from our youth, he retweeted one of my things. I just like putting my stuff out there and drawing things that inspire me, and turns out other people like them as well. So if that's your thing, definitely follow me, and we can ride the wave together.
Cool.
Your Fiend one is really dope.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah. I was doing a lot of just pen and ink stuff for the longest, and then I recently got an iPad with the Apple Pencil and that kind of thing, and it's really taken my art to the next level. And so yeah, I'm definitely gonna be doing a lot more wrestling pieces, especially more Fiend stuff, because he just has that comic character thing about him. So definitely look out for that.
Very cool. Very cool. So remember, guys, you can catch this podcast live over on twitch.tv/Enigma911 every first and third Saturday of the month at 8 p.m. Eastern. You can join the conversation like Bulldogs, Lady in Wonderland, and Bad Bit did today. Join with us, talk about whatever we're talking about. And if you can't catch it live, that's a-okay. The following week, it rolls out on YouTube.com and SoundCloud. Search Enigma 911, where it's broken out topic by topic and put as one big video or MP3 the following Friday. If you ever have a topic for us that you'd like us to discuss, you can always put it in the comment section down below, and we'll try our best to get to it. And then, last but not least, hashtag ad merch store, and get all of your Enigma 911 swag over there. Cups, backpacks, more. And, you know, new t-shirts like that squad shirt. Go grab it. Yeah. But gentlemen, thank you guys once again for being on the show. I do appreciate it. It was a blast talking wrestling with you guys and picking your brains. Chris, we'll have to get you on for a one-on-one eventually. Pick your brain about that
anytime.
art and stuff like that. And Kyle,
Anytime.
you're always more than welcome to hop back on as well. I know we always got plenty to talk about. Cool. All right, chat. We will see you guys later, and thank you guys for watching.